Listen, you need to understand how these notes work, okay? When I worked at Ohio Savings Bank, I spent a few days in the secondary market department. I did not understand all the things that I was seeing. It's just so, quick to me and everything, say. Today even, I do not understand it all. But I'm doing the best I can right now to explain to you what is really happening with these things. And I don't know if it's so much illegal or unethical, but it's a lot of deception in this, okay? You've got credit cards, pretty much anything that's collateralized. You got boat loans, jet skis, snowmobiles, cars, mortgage loans, a ton of these things, okay? They're pretty much all sold. And you're going to see the servicer, of course. We sign for our whatever kind of credit we have, and we are obviously signing. Yeah, we are aware it's going to be sold, okay. But what's the real relationship behind all of that? Even DDAs, demand deposit accounts, CDs and checking accounts, yep, they're sold as well. Stocks, bonds, everything sold, everything, all of it. Now, just like a check, I'm going to compare this to a check, okay? There's two sides of these things. You get your note, whatever the note might be, okay? I'm going to try to use mortgage loans as the real explanation of this, okay? But you've got a note, you sign 4 or 5 pages, maybe on day of closing or whatever, okay? And what I saw was there's the front that you signed, the original note, okay, you signed in blue ink or whatever, and then there's another side of that. Well, Warner and Tyler, it's blank. Like all the other documents, you probably signed like 100 documents or whatever. They're blank, correct. Just like a check, pay the order of, boom, $1, boom, you sign it, okay? Take that check for the $1 to the bank, you want to get your $1. Well, you got to sign the other side of that thing, okay? That check is a negotiable instrument. Now, it's only, you take it to the bank and it's, yeah, they can say, well, this is not negotiable, I don't want to cash this. Even if you sign the back of it. Now, I'll get to that later, okay? But it's a negotiable instrument. So is that note that you sign for whatever, literally, even your checking account, bank, or servicer gets this thing, and they sign it, the back of it, when it comes in their office, after you sign everything. Before you even went into your kitchen, and that thing has been sold, the notary has taken that thing, and he's going back to the title company, or just going directly to FedEx or UPS, or overnight at the bank, and I'm going to explain that in a minute as well. It's already off of somebody else. I worked at Millennium Bank, for example. We knew originating these things that this thing was going to, name it, Countrywide, Wells Fargo, Chase, any of those crooks. You're also going to have, like when I worked at Ohio Savings Bank, we're servicing these things, and I can tell it's going to be sold on such and such date, maybe 3 weeks from now or whatever, we sold to Chase Manhattan, Citi, and Countrywide. At the time, I did not understand all of that. Now I have a better grasp of it, okay? You need to understand these banks, like, they don't even, mortgage loans in specific, okay? 95+% of these things, they don't even have anything to do with the note with regard to owning it and or holding it. It's a complete and total lie. We get these things in the bank. I saw them in the back office, okay? Bank signs, okay, great. They endorse it. They stamp it, boom, it's going to go over to this company called Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. This is for mortgage loans, in particular. These guys are going to take it and say, okay, well, is this negotiable? And they're going to read, all the rest of the documents. And the bank's going to get, maybe it's a $100,000 loan, they're going to get the money, boom, the whole thing paid off. They have a relationship with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Or maybe they sold it to somebody else and then they sold to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. 95% of the loan, whatever it was, they go to those guys, or FHA, whatever. FHA is it's insurance, but now these alleged investors, they hold this stuff. They're going to hold and they're going to own this note. Now, I'm looking at UCC, for example, Uniform Commercial Code. There's some different aspects to this. Anybody can enforce it, which makes the bank an actual servicer. The bank is not even a debt collector, okay? And I'm explaining what, what else is going on with that as well. it's a negotiable instrument pursuant to UCC. If it's lost or stolen, doesn't matter. You can still enforce it, which is And then of course, there's this issue of assignment. Okay. Now I used to get yelled at about a lot by as a processor by the underwriters. They call me up and yell at me. This is not done yet. This got to close tomorrow. And you didn't get this thing done yet. What? I completed everything. Okay. This is great for assignment. What did I leave out? I put a number of units, I checked that's correct and everything, and I gave you all the title stuff. You have the appraisal, don't you? Deck page, what's wrong with it? Insurance company did it, I didn't do it. You need to make sure it says, name the bank, I don't know. Bank of America, comma, ISAOA. It's a successor and or assigns. That's how that works. And you call up the insurance broker or agent and say, hey, look, you got to put ISAOA in there. Boom, done. That's how that works, okay? So what we have here is assignment of these things, which is fine, but here's the problem. You've got Fannie Mae now involved in this. You need to understand, the bank is not the lender. Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac is the actual lender, all right? You understand what I'm saying? Period. That's all there is to it. Now people say, well, you don't have to know. A lot of foreclosure lawsuits, okay? These hotshot attorneys are going to come out and say, produce a note. If you can't produce a note, there's no mortgage, no loan. Well, I just, lost or stolen. But I mean, no, there's a note, okay? Nice try, guys. There's a note out there. The whole point, though, that the reason the note should be produced, the original note, is because there's two sides of that. You need to see what the relationship is with regard to this alleged bank and my HSBC or whatever, the other crooks down this, Beneficial, they're great, City Financial. What is the relationship with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac? The bank is a servicer. That's all they are. They're making their money on the late fees, force-placed insurance. They're going to charge you like $2,000, $3,000 a year for force-placed insurance, which is fraud. That's going to, of course, the normal insurance would be like $300, $400, $500, okay, a year. The late fees 5% a month. They want to do this. They have an interest, their profit is in charging those late fees. They're just a servicer, that's all they are. They do not own that paper, they do not hold that paper. Hardly any bank owns any paper. That's for everything. Boat loans, jet skis, snowmobiles, boats, cars, everything. Credit cards even too. It's a servicer. That's all they are. They're not even a debt collector. They don't care about your debts. They don't want to collect your debts. They just want to charge you fees. And then they try to, get you in litigation or whatever. That's how that works, seriously. They end up paying Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac back for that mortgage loan, okay? They're going to get money on servicing anywhere between 30 basis points to 1.4% a year, which isn't a whole lot. $300 maybe on a $100,000 loan. Tell those Mr. Jones and Mr. Armstrong and all those people, go jump in a lake. We don't care. That's how that works. They're not the lender, people. The money came from somebody else. What really needs to happen is we need to find out what the fiduciary responsibility, what the relationship is with these other people on the back of this note. You follow what I'm saying? The original one, not the copies. And of course, a lot of fraud and perjury by the banks. MERS, Mortgage Electronic Registry System, doing that a lot now too, with different types of litigation. False assignments. That's how it works. That's what I saw, and it is what it is.